This update will provide you with an interpretation of emotional intelligence. Why it can matter more than IQ by Daniel Goleman. A highly influential psychology book with 392 pages. I will take about 20 minutes to convey the essence of the book. Emotional intelligence, EI, is more important than IQ as it helps us manage our emotions and those of others, leading to greater success. Before we dive in, please click on the subscribe button below the video to stay updated. Let's start with a real-life event. This happened in a high school in Florida, USA. A sophomore student injured his physics teacher with a kitchen knife because the teacher gave him a B instead of an A on a test. This student had straight A's in all subjects and was worried that the B would affect his chances of getting into Harvard University. Why did a straight student do something so irrational? According to the book's author, it is because, despite having a high IQ, he had a low EQ. IQ and EQ are different abilities. IQ relates to intellectual capacity, while EQ relates to emotional capacity. IQ, short for intelligence quotient, measures intellectual ability, whereas EQ, short for emotional quotient, measures the ability to manage emotions. IQ is the foundation for understanding things, but EQ helps guide intellectual abilities towards productive outcomes. While we often mention EQ today, the concept was not well known to the general public until the late 20th century. So, how did the term EQ come about? In 1990, American psychology professors John Mayer and Peter Salovey first introduced the concept of emotional intelligence. They published a paper on EQ, but it did not attract much attention. Inspired by their work, Daniel Goleman wrote Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ in 1995. The book had a massive impact, staying on the New York Times bestseller list for 18 months and being reprinted numerous times. Goleman's book brought the concept of EQ from the realm of psychology research into the mainstream, challenging the long-held belief that IQ was the sole determinant of success. Due to the book's popularity, Goleman became known as the father of emotional intelligence. He is a significant figure in psychology, having earned a Ph.D. from Harvard University and conducted extensive research in behavioral and brain sciences. He has received the highest honors from the American Psychological Association and published a series of works on EQ, exploring its impact in various fields such as social interactions, the workplace, business, and family life. The core argument in Goleman's book is that EQ is more important than IQ. Why? Goleman's research shows that learning emotional management skills can reshape children's brain circuits, enhancing their learning ability, improving their interpersonal communication, and promoting healthier and more optimistic psychological states. Most surprisingly, Goleman found that EQ significantly impacts the business world. He analyzed data from hundreds of companies worldwide, revealing that 14 of the 16 skills that make outstanding employees stand out are emotional skills. The primary differences between excellent and average managers lie in areas of emotional intelligence like charisma, confidence, and drive. In other words, EQ contributes significantly to making a person exceptional. Those with high EQ tend to be more successful. What does high EQ look like? It can be roughly divided into 5 aspects: the ability to recognize and manage one's own emotions. Only by managing oneself can one take control of life. The ability to motivate oneself, helping one rise from life's lows. And the ability to recognize others' emotions and manage interpersonal relationships, making interactions smoother. I will cover 3 main aspects of becoming a person with high EQ. First, how emotions affect our behavior, the foundation of EQ theory. Second, how to manage your own emotions, with a key focus on self-awareness. And third, how to manage others' emotions, with an emphasis on empathy. Let's dive into each aspect. Part 1. How emotions affect our behavior. To understand this, we must first recognize 2 brain components, the amygdala and the neocortex. The amygdala, part of the brain's limbic system, is shaped like an almond and functions as an emotional memory storage. The neocortex is the brain's central system, responsible for analysis and decision-making, influencing our actions. Simply put, the amygdala controls emotions, while the neocortex makes decisions. The amygdala acts as an emotional memory warehouse, storing all our positive and negative experiences. When we receive external information, the amygdala matches it with past emotional memories, triggering similar emotions. This rapid process sends danger signals throughout the brain, causing a series of bodily changes, often too quick to be consciously felt. What is the benefit of the amygdala's function? Through evolution, this function allows quick reactions to similar stimuli, saving response time. For instance, a nurse who cared for war casualties might react with extreme fear upon smelling something unpleasant, linking it to traumatic battlefield memories. Her reaction is unconscious, with no rational decision-making involved. For rational decision-making, the neocortex is involved. Information usually travels to the neocortex, where it is analyzed and assessed before a decision is made. This decision is then communicated to the amygdala, causing an emotional response. Typically, the amygdala and neocortex work together, balancing emotion and reason. However, sometimes a small bundle of neurons bypasses the neocortex, directly reaching the amygdala and triggering an emotional response without rational assessment, leading to impulsive actions. To illustrate, the author recalls being startled awake by a noise, believing the ceiling was collapsing. He fled the room, only to later realize it was just a stack of boxes falling. At that moment, his amygdala perceived danger and prompted escape before the neocortex could evaluate the situation. The smaller bundle of neurons bypassing the neocortex can be likened to an impulsive child, while the larger bundle is like a parent, often intervening to correct overreactions and maintain emotional stability. In summary, the amygdala, as the emotional memory storage, works with the neocortex to influence behavior. While the neocortex provides rational judgment, the amygdala matches past emotions with new information, sometimes leading to impulsive actions. High EQ individuals can manage their emotions, making wiser decisions. How? By becoming self-aware of their emotions. Part 2. Managing your emotions through self-awareness. To manage your emotions, you must first recognize them, requiring self-awareness. Self-awareness means stepping outside yourself to observe your emotional state like a bystander. This process activates the neocortex, which has the ability to self-reflect, correcting overreactions and maintaining emotional stability. Essentially, it means using rational thinking to overcome emotional impulses. To better understand self-awareness, consider a Japanese legend. A warrior asks a Zen master to explain heaven and hell. The Zen master rebukes him, causing the warrior to draw his sword in anger. The master calmly remarks, "This is hell." Realizing his mistake, the warrior sheathes his sword and thanks the master, who then says, "This is heaven." The warrior's sudden change in attitude illustrates the power of self-awareness, as his neocortex intervened to stop his impulsive behavior. Self-awareness is crucial for managing negative emotions like depression, anxiety, and anger, which affect our quality of life. Cognitive therapy, which involves questioning and challenging the thoughts causing negative emotions, is an effective method. By using self-awareness to recognize and counter negative thoughts with rational explanations, we can control our emotions. For example, if you're angry after nearly being hit by another car, self-awareness might prompt you to think, "I'm angry, but maybe I shouldn't be. Driving angrily is dangerous." Rational thinking might follow. "The other driver didn't mean to harm me. They might have an emergency." This thought process helps control anger, preventing dangerous actions. Consider another case. A friend, Ms. Lilly, felt anxious and sick when stuck in traffic, fearing she had a heart condition. However, medical tests showed no physical issues. With a psychologist's help, she realized her anxiety was the problem. By repeatedly reminding herself during anxious moments that she was healthy and her anxiety would pass, she gradually improved. Negative emotions can be managed through self-awareness and cognitive therapy, allowing rational thinking to overcome emotional impulses, guiding emotions positively, and making us masters of our emotions. Part 3. Managing others' emotions with empathy. Managing others' emotions begins with understanding their emotions, requiring empathy, the ability to perceive and understand others' feelings. Empathy allows us to connect with others emotionally, fostering better relationships. For example, a father empathizes with his daughter who wants to take her Mickey Mouse toy to kindergarten. Instead of denying her with an incomprehensible explanation, he engages with her perspective, asking about the toy and suggesting an alternative, which she accepts. This father demonstrates empathy, understanding her feelings and resolving the issue amicably. Empathy involves the amygdala's ability to capture emotional signals from nonverbal cues like tone, eye contact, and body language, triggering similar emotions in ourselves. This process is known as emotional contagion. Research by Stephanie Preston shows that when we empathize, our brain activity mirrors that of the person we're observing, making us feel their emotions as if they were our own. For instance, watching someone walk a tightrope can make us feel nervous and unsteady, demonstrating empathy in action. Empathy allows us to share others' happiness or pain and motivates us to help them, forming the basis of emotional understanding in relationships. In managing others' emotions, empathy helps us grasp their feelings and respond appropriately. For instance, an elderly man on a bus diffuses a potential conflict with a drunk, aggressive passenger by engaging him in a conversation about something he loves, rice wine. The old man's empathy and calm demeanor allow him to connect with the drunk man, calming him and preventing violence. Empathy enables us to understand and influence others' emotions, fostering positive interactions and harmonious relationships. By combining empathy with self-control, we can manage others' emotions effectively. In conclusion, we have covered 3 main points: how emotions affect behavior, the importance of self-awareness in managing one's emotions, and the role of empathy in managing others' emotions. The amygdala and neocortex interact to influence behavior, with the amygdala storing emotional memories and the neocortex providing rational judgment. Self-awareness is key to managing personal emotions, acting as a button to guide emotions positively. Empathy is crucial for understanding and managing others' emotions, enabling us to connect emotionally and foster positive relationships. The book, Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ, has had a significant impact because it addresses a topic of broad interest and showcases Goleman's expertise and insights. While some of his theories are speculative and lack empirical support, Goleman's work has advanced the understanding of emotional intelligence and its importance in various aspects of life. In summary, high emotional intelligence involves self-awareness, empathy, and the ability to manage emotions in oneself and others, leading to greater personal and professional success. That's the essence of this book. You can click the description below the video to find the link to the book. Welcome to read it. You can also share this book with your friends. If you like the content of Daily Book Dive, click the subscribe button to stay updated. Your encouragement helps us continue bringing book essence to our community. Congratulations, you've finished another book.